There is a term that has taken over the internet recently: aura farming. It refers to the practice of doing things specifically to build up your aura, your presence, your intangible sense of power and confidence. Posting a photo where you look effortlessly cool, walking out of a room without looking back, saying something profound and then going silent. These are aura farming techniques, and people are obsessed with them. But why? What is it about this invisible currency that captures the modern imagination so completely? Friedrich Nietzsche would have an answer. In The Will to Power, he argues that all living beings are driven by a fundamental urge not just to survive, but to expand, to overcome, to radiate strength outward. This is the will to power. It is not about dominating others. It is about self-overcoming, becoming more than you were. And part of that becoming is being seen. Nietzsche understood that recognition is not vanity. It is a natural expression of strength. When you build yourself into something formidable, you want that to be visible. Aura farming, in this sense, is just the modern expression of the will to power. You are not just becoming stronger. You are making sure it shows. But here is where Nietzsche would issue a warning. In Thus Spoke Zarathustra, he writes that the higher we soar, the smaller we appear to those who cannot fly. If you are farming aura for the approval of others, you have already lost. True greatness does not seek validation. It simply is. The moment you start curating your aura for an audience, it stops being aura and starts being performance. The Stoics would be even harsher. Seneca, in his Letters from a Stoic, writes that the man who needs applause to feel worthy is a slave to the opinions of others. Epictetus, in the Enchiridion, argues that we should focus entirely on what is within our control. Our character, our judgment, our actions. How others perceive us is outside our control. To build your sense of self on something external is to build on sand. For the Stoics, aura farming is a mistake of categorization. You are treating something external, your reputation, your image, your aura, as if it is internal, as if it belongs to you. It does not. It belongs to the people who perceive you, and they are fickle, distracted, and forgetful. The aura you worked so hard to build will vanish the moment they stop paying attention. Jean Baudrillard would take this even further. In Simulacra and Simulation, he argues that we now live in a world where copies have replaced originals. The image has become more real than the thing it represents. Aura farming is the ultimate Baudrillardian practice. You are not actually becoming powerful. You are producing the signs of power, the symbols, the aesthetic. And in the modern attention economy, the signs are often more valuable than the reality. Nobody cares if you are actually confident. They care if you look confident in the photo. Nobody cares if you are actually wise. They care if your tweet sounds wise. The aura has detached from the person and become its own product. This is what Machiavelli understood centuries ago. In The Prince, he writes that a ruler does not need to have all good qualities, but he must appear to have them. Appearance matters more than reality in the exercise of power. If you seem strong, people will treat you as strong. If you seem confident, people will follow you. The perception creates the reality. So in a way, aura farming works. If enough people believe you have aura, you effectively do. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. But Machiavelli also warns that the appearance must be maintained constantly. A single crack in the facade, and the whole thing collapses. This is the trap of aura farming. You become a prisoner of your own performance. Every moment becomes a stage. Every interaction becomes a calculation. You cannot relax. You cannot be uncertain. You cannot be weak. Because the aura depends on none of those things being visible. And that is exhausting. So what is the truth about aura farming? It is not inherently bad. Building yourself up, cultivating confidence, developing presence, these are worthy goals. Nietzsche was right that we should strive to become more. The Stoics were right that true character matters more than perception. Baudrillard was right that we should be careful not to confuse the performance with the person. And Machiavelli was right that in the real world, how you are seen does matter. The answer is to build the substance first and let the aura follow naturally. Do the work. Become the thing. Do not farm aura like a crop. Let it radiate like heat. People can tell the difference between someone performing confidence and someone who is confident. Between someone curating mystery and someone who simply has nothing to prove. The quietest person in the room often has the highest aura, because they are not farming it. They are simply being it.